Testing 1 2 testing.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
To number 81.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
7-yard line.
Second down and 3, ball on the 7. Now a first carry for their fullback. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
How about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offensive coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Short of the goal
Now,
line.
they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
Behind the line of
I get the thought process, 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Anthony McFarland, his first carry of the ball game. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Nothing too fancy there. A simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there, because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle, shaking their heads and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you were onto something.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Gain on the play brings up 2nd and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete, and able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive, and also give him a first down. Here's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Complete to number
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. If they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And the Raven first down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Score Steelers 3, Ravens nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And again this time to the tailback. Zach Bond there on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 24-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Is good.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football? It says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me. It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
Hill going to keep it on the option. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll drop the throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Claypool, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it is up.
The kick is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Ravens 3. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson rolling to it into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The Steelers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll get this one to McFarland out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Well, on for the field goal.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. coming up at halftime. We remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Zach Bond, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Going up top. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run. Sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete.
Complete.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. And he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Open man is Duvernay. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
At the 22-yard line.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Chase Claypool, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of his running back, McFarland. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So time for the 2nd half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland, and he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
52 is the mic right here over there.
On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Completion here to Claypool. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Claypool with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Ravens 3.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Jackson. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Give to the fullback on the dive. Now the ball comes loose. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Better ball security, but not much else to show for it.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
On third down, here's McFarland. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
A loss of a yard. It's fourth down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Flushed out right, and now he's going to use his legs. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
At the 27-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
Operating from the gun. Jackson, flush to his right. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. Now Jackson on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
At the 37-yard line.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Ravens.
To throw again is Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They begin the drive with McFarland. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
No, check that. We're Mike 52 right here. Hey, tighten down.
Again, McFarland. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them. trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they set up a screen for McFarland.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First and 10 at the 48.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 48-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On first down, McFarland.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room to maneuver. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. A big play that time for the Ravens. 64 yards on the ground. Escaping the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, Defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass down.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. 4 yards.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now they try the right side here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And they will take a knee here.
Today's final score, Steelers 20.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.